Good mid-afternoon, y'all. It is Monday after Super Bowl. I don't care about Super Bowl, but we had our annual chili cook-off at church, and Pops won the spiciest chili of all. Inferno, Raging Inferno, burn your face off, whatever you want to call it, he won. I just got home. I had to get him to the airport really early this morning, and DFW traffic is a nightmare on a Monday morning. So this is what's left. I've got to clean all this up. I only came home with one sandwich Ziploc. I didn't win, which is fine. My chili is good for me. I like it. I put my one sandwich bag in the freezer for later, but Pop's chili I'm gonna can up and dole it out. So I've got to clean all this up, and I'm supposed to paint this week these pieces of trim that go on the two exterior doors, that one and that one over there. But the same paint I'm gonna paint that with is the paint I'm gonna try to paint that refrigerator with. So while I have it out, it's oil-based, it's messy. I think I'm gonna try to get that done this week too. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned up and then see if this week I can get this refrigerator cleaned up. I've got to figure out how to take the handles off, clean it off. The pressure canner that I bought that's sitting over there just arrived a couple days ago. It is an electric pressure canner. So it's kind of set and forget, but I've never used one before. So I think if I get it going, today's Monday, I don't have time today. Tomorrow I'm gonna be gone all day getting Pop's truck fixed. And then Wednesday's church. So hopefully today or tomorrow, that's not gonna work. Pretty sure it's not gonna happen till Wednesday morning. So if I can get it all prepped, get the paint all ready to go, and then I can start the canning. That cleans out the refrigerator before Pops comes home. It's gonna allow me to clean the refrigerator, paint the refrigerator, have the canning go, and get a whole lot done, all in this area, uninterrupted, hopefully. So let's figure out how to clean up this mess. Okay, y'all, coat number one on the 5 door trim pieces with the oil-based paint, and coat number one on the refrigerator with the oil-based paint. I think I like it, but I'm not gonna try to paint the seals. You see how there's the white stripe on the edge of the door? So I'm gonna have to do some research about replacing those seals, which I hate to do because they're in really good shape. Do you mess with something that's not broke? I'm not sure. That might be a Pop's conversation before I do anything there. Anyway, to quote a famous YouTuber that we all love, I'm whooped, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. I was up early getting Pops to the airport, fighting Dallas and Fort Worth traffic, and it cooked all day, and I cleaned some, and oil-based paint, you'll have to tell me I haven't looked in the mirror. I only got my fingers dirty when I took my gloves off. I'm impressed with myself. Anyway, I will be busy all day tomorrow, so I doubt anything around here will get done, but I might surprise you. Y'all have a good night. Hey y'all, today's Wednesday. Pops is still gone out of state for work, and today I've got to get this all cleaned up. I've got to do one more coat of paint on our door trim. I have his Inferno chili heating up. I've got some jars sanitizing over there. I need to get that canned, but that can sit because it's on super low. Check out our refrigerator. I think it turned out pretty good. There's a few spots that need a second coat touch up kind of along here, not too bad, and there. And I think what I'm gonna try to do, try my best to tape off this gasket and get in here. Not really sure how I'm gonna do that, but I have a little bit of touch up to do. I really want to address this, but I'm scared. I don't know how I'm gonna get to that, and I don't want to take the door off. Maybe I'll leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. And when Pops gets here, if he wants to pop the door off for me, good, but we have to empty the refrigerator to do that. Maybe when we bring our regular refrigerator in, I'll move everything that's in here into the other refrigerator. We can pop this door off for 24 hours and get that painted. Anyway, I think it turned out pretty good. Certainly looks better than it did. Obviously, I need a second coat here. And then up here on top, I forgot to come back and look at this when we cleaned it up the other day. Need some spots here, and I forgot I need to paint the caps that go on here. So I'll get all that done today. Got some laundry going, and some other things going. Pretty much put life back together today and clean all that up again. All right, y'all, last coat of paint on the trim. The door screw attachment holders that I forgot to paint. I don't think in there really matters. Look like a couple of whales now. And the refrigerator, as you saw, I didn't wait. I got carried away. Looks so much better. There is paint on the gasket, but it'll be fine. I'm currently just trying to keep it closed enough that it's not touching to keep some cool air in the refrigerator. There's nothing in there that's gonna defrost in the next couple hours except for the ice. That'll be a problem. So I'm just gonna roll with it. Nothing in the refrigerator is gonna go bad. So, because I had to touch up the top, I can't put this stuff back on the fridge, which probably doesn't really need to go on the fridge, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And I got these gadgets over here yesterday at Harbor Freight. Put on Pops's toolboxes over there. So put these in there, put a paper towel over there. So I might move that stuff on one of these scaffoldings for the time being, maybe for a week or at least through the rest of this week. Let it dry real good. Clean up my paint stuff and see what other kind of trouble I can get in. Okay, y'all, I searched the internet to see what we can do so we can close these doors because the ice maker is starting to melt and drip and I do not want water on my not quite dry refrigerator. The internet said use wax paper. So I'm gonna quickly put some wax paper inside of the door jambs and pray that it works. All right, y'all, in an effort to finish kind of organizing over there, you saw me last week do some work. I brought Pop's shelf down from the shed up here that he usually keeps all of his cases on. So, you know, use some vertical storage instead of piling things everywhere. Problem is, it's gonna have to be a temporary location, and that shelf doesn't have wheels. So my dilemma is, do I put it way back there? Probably not. Keep that area clean. His long wooden workbenches from in town that are also in the shed go here. So I could put it over there. I just have to bring it in far enough for the door. Or I can move all the laminate, which is really my preference, and put the shelf over here, but it would block a window. And those walls aren't finished, so I really don't want to do anything over there since it's not finished. I'm thinking I'm just gonna move this wood around right here and put the shelf down there for now. We can always move it later. I'll turn off the pressure canner and then I'll get started. Okay, y'all, the refrigerator is staying dry. And we had this water was coming out of here, I guess from it getting defrosted. The fan's keeping it dry. Hopefully we're not gonna have watermark. And I really hope this wax paper is gonna work. I'm scared and it's not. You can see already, it's sticking. Ugh. Oh well, it's a garage fridge. Looks better than it did. Got Pops' shelf cleaned up over here. I was trying to get like items together. He used to have another big tote that goes there. Not really sure. He'll rearrange it. Plus you saw he's got another box of DeWalt that he hasn't even opened yet. Those are other things that don't go on the shelf. They'll slide under his workbench when his workbench comes in. So, cleaned it up a little bit. I know you were wondering why I kept walking around and around all that cement board, because I really didn't want to stir it up. As you can tell, it makes me cough. And I didn't want us the sweeping and the dusting near the wet paint there. So now I'm coughing from the cement board dust and the Inferno chili that I'm canning over there. Batch number 2 is in there, so I have about 90 minutes or longer before I can turn it off and leave it unattended. But the next step when it gets to 0 is to change the pressure valve, and then I have 75 minutes so I can go shower and get ready for church tonight. Pops gets home tomorrow, barring any snowstorm. So I'm gonna wrap this up today right here. All right, y'all, the wax paper worked pretty good, even though it was about 3 hours between the actual painting and putting the wax paper and closing the door completely. I can see here where it's stuck a little bit. It is still a little tacky, but I mean, worst things could happen. I suppose it still looks better overall. I do need to address the grate down there, but that might just have to be spray paint. I don't want to do an oil paint that's this thick. And then I'm going to try to get some vinyl. These, I don't know what I can do. Pops had suggested when we first talked about this, using some of his disc golf dye, the iDye poly, but it's at our nephew's house, so I don't have any to try that, and I'm scared to try that by myself. So these might just stay ugly. The little tray that goes in there, I'm not sure what I can do for that. Anyway, y'all keep watching. Okay, y'all, got out some parchment paper to use as a pattern. Picked up rolled vinyl as well as sheets of vinyl. Try to decide which one I want to try to squeeze on here. I think I'm going to go with this maroon. It's supposed to be maroon, the closest I could find. I just think that's too much of the same color, and short of getting leopard or mermaid, there really wasn't anything else that would do. So, but before I get to that, check out what my mama sent me in the mail. For Christmas, she made me a cosmetic bag, and now she's made me a gadget to carry my electronics on the plane. It's got a wristlet and a carabiner, so I can hang it on the seat in front of me and on the outside of my backpack. Got my computer battery in there, or computer charger in there. And then in here, I'll be able to put my mouse and my portable battery and my earbuds. And then in here, for my glasses and all these cute little snaps to organize my cables. My mom is so talented, y'all. I don't even have an nth of her talent. I'm also canning. Got quart jars sterilized and warming up, staying warm. I'm trying to heat the chili up enough and try to get some things canned. I went to Fort Worth this morning to pick up Pops, and right as I got there, his plane was canceled because American Airlines didn't have pilot. So hopefully he can get out of Iowa before the storm. So let me get started and see if I can do this. All right, y'all, so I used some spray paint self-etching primer for fiberglass and plastic on the little water tray. That should be good. You saw me struggling with this vinyl. Just couldn't quite get it right. I'd really like to try putting it in here, but it's angled and all kinds of stuff. So I'm scared of that. And I think later I'll come back with the touch-up brush with some gray touch-up and paint that. We'll see what Pops thinks. And if the primer works on that, then I'll take that off and spray it another day. Got the last of the chili in the canner. I'm just waiting for Pops to tell me he's on his flight. So once this stops making this message, then I will adjust the pressure release valve, and it'll go for 90 minutes and then about another 30 minutes or so to cool off, and then I'll be all done with the chili. Didn't have enough to do a 5th jar, and I didn't want to have to do the whole hour-and-a-half process, so that's going in the freezer.